Welcome back to the channel. Today a quick video on how to grease your slider pin on your caliper. Slider pin are the most common failure for your brake system because sometimes they get stuck and you're gonna start to wear the pads not evenly because this one works great and this one is stuck. In my case, I do my maintenance, so my slider pin are always in great shape, but you can make some mistake when you install that. So first you want to remove the slider pin. If you got some difficulties to remove the slider pin because it's stuck, I'm gonna put a link inside of the description because I got a video for you, tricks that you can save your slider pin if you are in trouble and you don't have the part right now. So in this case, as you see, the grease is there and it's not too dark. So even if it goes well and it moves well, I always clean my slider pin every tire change, and in this way I really preserve the life of my brake system. So now that you got your slider pin in hand, you see this rubber bushing right there. I'm gonna clean it, and this rubber bushing right there is there for rattles, so it's an anti-rattle brake system. But to be honest, on my Corvette C5 I don't got this system and the brake are really nice and I don't feel rattle at all, so it's not very that efficient. So you want to really clean your slider pin well. You can use a Scotch-Brite if there's some rust that you want to remove, but in this case they look very great. And you want to be careful because the groove right there, you want that groove to be clean because this is where your boot sit on the nut. So if you see that this edge right there is crusty, you can take a pick and clean it, because if that crack right there is not clean, your boot is not gonna be able to sit correctly on the slider pin, and it's gonna let moisture get inside of your stem and eventually hydro-lock this slider pin. So make sure that groove is clean. You can take a flat screwdriver and just make sure this is not too crusty, and it's gonna save you a lot of money just to doing that. And now if you want, you can pull on the rubber gourmet and you can inspect them to see if there's no crack or anything that can left the moisture get inside your system. And now to clean the inside of the hole, you can take some drill bit like this and just by hand enter it and turn it, so you're gonna remove the end of it, so like this. So in this case it's pretty clean. So if your slider pin got hydro-lock inside of your bracket, chances are good that you're gonna have crust inside of it. So you can take a drill like that and try to clean the crust like this, and take brake cleaner to remove every crust that you get inside of it. And you can buy those kind of cheap drill brush and you can put it on a drill and clean it correctly, and that works really well. So the combination of the drill and that is very efficient. And now for the grease, you want to be sure the grease you're gonna use is a silicone, because the boot of your slider pin are in rubber and some project can deteriorate the state of the rubber. So you want to go with the silicone, but you want to make sure this is specific for brake system, because if the brake are too hot, the silicone can melt and you're gonna lose the property of greasing. So as you see right there, we see the temperature. This is great. It's around 400 Fahrenheit. So this is a good stuff. And now I'm gonna put back the boot. So you want your boot to hold like this. I pull on it and it won't goes off. It's because the ring inside of it is not crusty, and you want to be sure that your boot sit correctly inside of the brake bracket. And now we are ready for the grease. To grease your slider pin, the worst thing you can do is to put grease on the top of it, because when you're gonna push it, it's gonna block and it's gonna compress the grease at the end of the caliper bracket, and you are not gonna be able to push the slider pin correctly in place, and it's gonna force moisture to get inside because it's not gonna sit properly where it should be. And the worst thing you can do is to fool the hole of the slider pin like a fillet donut. The slider pin won't be able to reach the correct position, and you're gonna trap air inside of the chamber. So what you're gonna do, a nice trick that you can do, is to put the grease on one side of the slider pin like this. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna enter your slider pin, and now that you are in place, you're gonna turn it to spread the grease everywhere. The reason I do it like this, it's I want to prevent air pocket inside of the brake caliper, because if you got air stuck inside of it and your air is full of moisture, you're gonna hydrolock. Even if you put grease on it, you can hydrolock your brake caliper. So this is a good way to do it, and you want to make sure that your brake caliper slider is very easy to move, and in this way you're gonna be sure that there's no moisture can goes inside of it, and you're avoid the most of the problem. If your slider pin are stuck and crusty, go see my other video that I put you on the description, and you're gonna see how I can save those slider pin if, like me, you are in trouble. So I hope my video helps you. Please leave me a thumbs up, comment if you're not agree with me, but this is the way I do it, and I never have problem with that.